So students, as we have studied about two different type of or kinds of demand. One was individual demand and another was market demand. So we are going to study about different determinants or factors that affect the demand of a consumer. So in this only, here you can see determinants or factors affecting individual demand. Here it is written individual demand. Those factors which are affecting the demand of a consumer, only individual consumer, okay, or individual household. Single, it means single. So let's start studying about the first determinant which is responsible for affecting the demand of a consumer, that means changing the demand of a consumer. So the first determinant or factor that affects the demand of a consumer is price of a commodity. You can see here, price of a commodity is already we have studied in law of demand, where if the price of a commodity is going to rise, then demand will fall, and if price is going to fall, then demand will rise. This is a type of negative relationship we have already studied in the law of demand, but we can say that price is one of that particular factor or determinant that affects the demand of a consumer. Okay, we have already made this individual demand curve before in our previous video when we were studying about individual demand curve. Same we have shown here also. If you will see here that quantity demanded by a consumer at 10 rupees is 5 units. When the price increased to 20 rupees, then the consumer is going to demand for 4 units of a commodity. And similarly, when the price is going to rise, the demand is going to fall. So this shows a negative relationship. Okay, so this was one of the first factor of demand which affects the demand of a commodity. So we will study about the second determinant here, the other factor which is responsible to change the demand of a consumer, and this other factor is effect of change in price of related goods on demand of a commodity. If you will see here price of related goods, due to the change in the price of related goods, the demand for a particular commodity is going to rise or fall, or we can say it is going to change. So how is it going to happen? We will see this. Related goods are those type of goods which are connected to each other. Like for example, there are two type of related goods. Number one is substitute goods and second is complementary goods. So first of all, we will study about substitute goods. Now what are substitute goods? Substitute goods are those type of goods which can be used, one of the good can be used in place of another. So examples are like that of tea and coffee. In cold drinks, if you are preferring only black cold drink, then Pepsi and Coke. You can see here, both are substitute to each other. You can use any one of them if the price of any of the particular commodity is rising or falling. Then if we can easily change or prefer any substitute good instead of the first good. So this is the type of relationship in substitute goods. Now the example that we are going to take in substitute goods are tea and coffee. Let's take coffee as one of the good. If the price of coffee is going to change, then what will be the effect on the demand for tea? This is we are going to show that only two this relations should be there about price of a commodity and demand. So if two substitute goods are there to each other, then one good we are going to take as coffee, another one as tea. So if the price of one good is going to change, what will be the effect on the demand of the substitute good, that is like tea? So to understand this in substitute goods, first of all we will do what? In the first case we will see if the price of coffee, okay, let's write down here, if the price of coffee is going to rise, if the price of coffee is going to rise, then what will be the effect on the demand of this coffee? So the demand of coffee will fall down, right? You can see here, I am showing the arrow. The demand for coffee will fall down, but what will be the effect on the demand for its substitute good? So substitute goods we have taken as tea. So demand for tea, what will happen to the demand for the substitute good tea? If the price is going to rise of coffee, then automatically the demand for coffee will go down. Then what the consumer will do? He will switch to increase the demand for tea, the substitute good. So here we will show that the demand for tea will rise. This process is very clear to you all. But what we have to see is, we have to only see that what is the effect on only one of the good. That is, taking for example tea. Okay. So what will be the effect on the demand of tea due to rise in the price of coffee? So we have seen here that the demand for tea is going to rise, but there will be no change in the price of the tea. Price में कोई change नहीं होगा. So I am going to make one table here. If I write price of tea and demand for tea, then you will see here, if at price rupees 10, 4 units of the tea is demanded by the consumer, and with the same price 10, the demand of the consumer, the demand for tea by the consumer is going to rise to, say for example, 8 units. So here you can see there is no change in the price of tea. Only the quantity demanded for tea by the consumer is increasing 4 to 8. But this change in demand is not taking place due to the change in price of the tea. But change in demand is taking place due to change in the substitute good, price of substitute good. That means price of coffee is going to rise, and because of that only the change is to be seen in the demand for tea. So it will show it in a graphical way here. Then what we can show here, I'll take price here, quantity here, and we'll show here that the price is going to be same, 10 rupees price, and only 2 quantities are demanded, so we can make only 2 quantities here, 4 and 8, right? So what we will do here, at price rupees 10, demand for tea is 4 units, so we'll make the first point here, right? And again, at same price 10 rupees, the demand for tea is going to rise to 8 units. So first demand curve is this one, DD, we'll name it as, and we'll write here point A. This is A point, okay? And after this, when we are going to mark the second point here, then we will show it in a dotted lines, because this is the new demand curve which we are going to get. And similarly, we can make here this new demand curve, and we'll name it as D1. This point is B. So here you can clearly see that the demand of the consumer is moving from A to B. Only for tea we are showing, and we can see here that the demand curve is shifting towards right. That means there is an increase in the demand for tea. Similarly, we can say that demand is moving from A to B, okay, and we can write here increase in demand due to rise in the price of coffee. Are you understanding? Increase in demand for tea due to rise in the price of coffee. So this is the other factor, which is why the demand for tea is going to rise. Okay, so this was the first effect, which is where we have seen that when the price of coffee is going to rise, then the demand for coffee will fall, but its substitute good demand for tea will rise. In the similar way, we will study for another effect also. Here we have seen that the price of coffee has risen. Another one is when the price of coffee is going to fall. So let's see that also. Now in the second concept, here we are going to show, once we have shown the rise in price of coffee have given rise to increase in the demand for the tea. Now in the second concept we will see here, when the price of coffee is going to fall down, then automatically you will see if the coffee price is falling down according to the law of demand, when the price of coffee is falling down, then the demand for coffee will rise. As a result, the consumers will start buying more of coffee and will demand less of tea. So the demand for tea will fall down. Similarly, you can see here the demand for tea has fallen down due to fall in the price of coffee. If we show here that there is no change in the price of tea, the price of tea is remaining constant, that is 10 rupees, and the demand for tea will fall down. That means if at 10 rupees 8 units are demanded, and then at the same price the demand of tea is going to fall down to 4 units. So why this fall in the quantity demanded of tea is taking place? Because of the change in price of coffee. So if you will show it here graphically, then we will make the curve like this. If you will see here, at 10 rupees price, the consumer is demanding 8 units of coffee. So we'll mark this first point here and we'll get the first demand curve D, and we'll mark it as A point. This is the first A point. But due to the fall in the price of coffee, the consumer are going to demand more of coffee but less of tea. So demand for tea is going to fall down to 4 units. So we'll show it here, this one, and also the demand curve D2 and D2. We'll name this demand curve as D2, D2, and this point is B. So the demand of tea is going to shift towards left. That means from A to B, and this shift or of demand curve towards left shows that the demand for tea is going to fall down. Okay. So this was the effect of change in price of related goods, that is substitute goods. So one more other type of related good is there, and that is called as complementary goods. So let's study for that also. Now in the sequence of change in price of related goods, we are going to study for another type of related goods that are called as complementary goods. Now complementary goods are those type of goods which are used together, that is like that of pen is only going to work when ink is used in it. So pen and ink are complementary to each other. Similarly, you can take another example like car and petrol. With the car, petrol should be there used, otherwise car is not going to run. So these are all complementary goods which are used together. And here in this example of a complementary goods, we are going to take the two commodities like price of cars and demand of petrol. So for this, let's study the first effect. Okay, if we are going to take that price of cars are going to rise, if the price of cars are going to increase, then what will happen? The demand of cars will fall in the market. But due to this, what will happen? When demand for cars are going to fall down, then you will see if less cars are going to run on the road, then demand for petrol will also fall down because more cars are not there running on the road, and therefore same will be the demand for petrol, that will be falling down. So here you can see that there is a negative relationship between price of cars and demand of petrol. One good car, if the price of cars are going to rise, then demand of petrol is going to fall down. So there is a negative relationship. Whereas in substitute goods, we have seen that there was a positive relationship. When the price of coffee was going to rise, the demand of tea was also going to rise. But here we are seeing in a negative as a negative relation in complementary goods. So if we'll make a this price and demand schedule for petrol, okay, only we are going to take for petrol. We are going to show the price and demand of petrol. Now if the price of petrol is going to be 10 rupees, then the consumer is going to demand 8 units of petrol. But at same price 10 rupees, the demand for petrol is going to fall down to 4 units. Why this petrol is demanded lesser? Due to its complementary good price is rising, and this is why. So there is no change in the price of petrol actually, okay, only the demand is changing due to change in the price of its complementary good. Now on the other hand, if you will see, if we will show the graphical presentation of this, then we will take price here.